What is up, everybody? We have made it into Hollywood Studios. I'm sure there's lots of people out there who want to be able to come to Disney, but let's say you have a very, very limited time. Let's say, for example, that you only get one day, you opt to have park hopping access. Can you go to all 4 parks with park hopping starting at just 2 p.m. and not just go to the parks, but be able to experience some of the best attractions at each park? That's what we're gonna try and find out today. We may succeed, we may fail. But either way, we're gonna have a good time. We're starting at Hollywood Studios. I was able to secure a boarding group number 7 for Rise of the Resistance. I'm starting it off right, guys, because I know if you're coming into town, you've only got one day, you're definitely gonna wanna have Rise of the Resistance on that list. So let's get in and get going. We have to stay here till about, well, we can't park hop till 2, so let's go have some fun. And for reference, a one-day ticket, $129, and then adding $65 for the park hopper option. So, is $200 worth it? Crowd levels on a beautiful Friday morning here in Orlando. A cool 54 degrees. Quite the contrast from summer months boiling. It's important to note that this time of year that the park hours are not as long as they are during the summer. So that's the one disadvantage that you might have coming in January or one of those off-peak season months. So for example, today, this park opened at 9 o'clock, closes at 7 p.m. So you're only dealing with about, 10 hours or so to be able to do everything that you want to do. Making our way back over here towards Star Tours, you can see it's a very, very light day in terms of crowds in this area. Now, if Disney is planning on bringing The Mandalorian, I'm thinking this may potentially be one of the locations that he might come, just because a lot of people talk about the timeline of The Mandalorian not matching up with the timeline of Galaxy's Edge. But you could easily put him out here, at least temporarily, until we figure that out. Obviously, Trials of the Temple is not going right now. So this stage over here could be a good photo opportunity for The Mandalorian and, of course, the child, which of course we see merchandise everywhere. It's a huge opportunity for Disney, almost as big as Frozen was back when Frozen came out, as far as intellectual IP and sales of merchandise.
BB-8, is everyone assembled? Good. Shouldn't you be in flight prep? Recruits, thank you for joining the cause.
Guys, did you know that this X-Wing is one of the screen-used X-Wings from the movie?
What's on deck 3 for Picard?
This ship is now under the control of the First Order. You will disembark immediately and proceed down the corridor for processing.
Step down to the right. To the corridor for processing.
You have what I want. You know the location of the secret base.
Lanes inside the transport and supervise your children. Why are you going up? I said down, up is bad. Up is real bad.
Alright guys, we survived the Star Destroyer. We made it back to Batuu, thankfully. It was an amazing ride. I don't like to show too much of it, just because if you haven't been on it, I don't want to give too much away, but you guys should definitely come ride this ride. We are gonna head over to Ronto Roasters and grab ourselves one of the breakfast Ronto wraps. which are my personal favorite snack here at Hollywood Studios, more specifically Galaxy's Edge. It's basically like a normal Ronto wrap, but it has eggs and cheese, so it's really, really yummy. Of course, guys, if you're here for just one day, I absolutely recommend checking out this beautiful scene of the Millennium Falcon here and Smuggler's Run if you have time. Being at the park by yourself, this is one ride that I would probably suggest to skip because it's kind of a team-based ride. If you haven't seen any videos on it, there's several out there, but yeah, at least come take a picture by the Millennium Falcon, if anything else. If you guys are looking for a really yummy snack, I highly recommend the grilled cheese over here at Woody's Lunchbox. Because I just had that breakfast Ronto wrap, I am going to skip this one, but this one is one of my most favorite snacks, and I get it all the time. My kids also love it, so if you're coming with kids, that's a good option. All right, guys, we're just walking through Toy Story Land. This is probably one area that I would skip if you're trying to do all 4 parks, just because some of these lines, especially Slinky Dog Dash, have quite a long wait time, so I'd probably skip that one. But hey, if you're a super big Toy Story fan, definitely check it out. It's amazing if you have the time. But it's already 10:30 right now, so I'm probably gonna hit up one more big ride here and kind of get ready to park hop at that point. But the wait times for this, as well as Tower of Terror, are around 55 minutes. So you can only really choose one if you're trying to do all 4 parks. And you guys can see the queue here behind me, how it wraps around back and forth for quite some time. But yeah, you guys, I would highly recommend this ride as maybe one of the top must-dos for Disney's Hollywood Studios. I highly recommend Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. If you've never done it, definitely make sure you guys plan a little bit of time to wait in that line. It did take about 45 minutes to get through that queue. Currently just over here in a quiet area because I wanted to talk a little bit about the park hopping if you are planning on starting that at 2 o'clock like we are today. And if you're transporting yourself via bus, Disney Transportation will only start operating buses around 1:30 p.m. So about 30 minutes before you're available to scan to go into another park. Just be aware of that for planning. And some of the parks do take a little bit longer to get to, so you might want to plan a little bit of extra time to get in line to be one of the first people on the buses to get to your next park. And if you need a little bit of a break, I'm up here on top of Pizza Rizzo, and this is a great little spot to chill and relax, have a little snack if you brought some food with you, have a little drink. Plenty of space up here, you guys. I think we have time for maybe one more big ride. I'm thinking Rock and Roller Coaster. Now for a quick gander down Sunset Boulevard to one of the most iconic and recognizable structures in all of Walt Disney World, the Hollywood Tower of Terror. Okay, you guys, it's time for Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. Everyone knows this is one of my top 10 favorite rides. We are headed out of Hollywood Studios. Gonna make that first park hop. Gonna head over to Animal Kingdom, do a couple of my favorite rides there. Then I think it's on to Magic Kingdom, finishing off at Epcot. I'm sure there's lots of different ways to do this, but I would suggest going to the park that you are most interested in first, because that's where you can spend the most time. For me, I thought Hollywood Studios is the most popular park right now, so that's why I decided to come to this park, do Rise of the Resistance, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, etc. Now let's head over to Animal Kingdom and see what we can get accomplished over there. But if you do have your own car and you paid for parking once, that parking ticket receipt is good for all of the parks. So you can feel free to drive your own vehicle should you choose to do so. But not everyone has access to a rental car, so I wanted to take the Disney transportation system to see what it was like and if it's possible to do this the way I have it envisioned in my mind. And here you can clearly see all of the dividers for each set of groups that they have laid out for the buses. Pretty good. Whoa guys, and just like that, we have arrived to park number 2 for today, Animal Kingdom. And you know my favorite ride here is, that's right, an expedition of Everest is where we will be going first. And perhaps another ride. And then perhaps another ride after that. Rinse and repeat. And then we'll go on another ride. We are patiently waiting 2 p.m. to go right through those turnstiles and have an adventure, everybody. And I think I'm not the only one. We are officially in Animal Kingdom at 1:54 p.m. They let us scan just a couple minutes early, so that's good to know. And as we come around the corner, we are greeted by the beautiful Tree of Life and the sights and sounds of the Animal Kingdom. So, in terms of rides that I would recommend here, if you like the thrill rides, of course, there is Expedition Everest. There is Dinosaur, but if you're not so much into the thrill rides, Safari, Flight of Passage, Navi River Journey are some of the most popular rides here. So check those out if you're not so much into the thrill rides. As for me, I'm headed to the Everest of the expedition, or the Expedition Everest. The wait times over at this park are significantly lower than what we saw over at Hollywood Studios. Why is that, you might ask? And that would probably be because the 2 newest and thrilling attractions at the Walt Disney Resort are at Hollywood Studios. And that can always change, so just kind of update yourself on what's the newest, latest, greatest ride, and you'll have an idea which park is going to have the longest waits. There she is, friends. Posted 10-minute wait. Let's hope it's that or less, so we can do this ride at least a couple of times.
I'll help you guys. One, all right, head on down to the next pass.
Thank you. We have survived the expedition of Everest, and now it is time for a safari. So we're currently doing pretty good. It is about 2:45 o'clock in the afternoon. We're heading up onto Kilimanjaro Safaris. From there, we will see what time it is. If we have time to do one more, we'll do that. Otherwise, we'll head on to the next park. Okay guys, so for my Animal Kingdom snack, I am getting the corn and the cob with butter. I've never actually had this before, and Sprite. So just over $5 for this butter ear of corn. It looks pretty basic, not gonna lie, but sometimes things taste better than they look. Let's try it out. It's actually pretty good. Might be a little overcooked, but pretty dang good for a snack. I don't know if it's really healthy because it's got butter, all over it, but still pretty good. I'd get this again. So that's gonna do it for Animal Kingdom today. Let's head over to park number 3, the Magic Kingdom. Whoa, you guys, welcome to park number 3, the Magic Kingdom, guys. We are here. Behold, beautiful Cinderella Castle here. Wait times are okay. They're not great, but they're not bad either. We're gonna head and do a few rides. We've got a couple of hours here, guys, and then we're gonna make our way over to our 4th and final park, which will be Epcot. Finally, I was able to get a seat in the back, and holy smokes, I can tell you guys, it is so much more extreme if you're sitting in the back as opposed to the front. So if you want it to be a bit more mellow, sit in the front. If you like it extreme, if you like to feel the G-forces a bit more, ask for the back. That's right, you guys. My favorite Disney snack of all time, popcorn. Let's go. A quick crowd update for you guys. We are just in line for the Haunted Mansion, and this is the longest that I've seen it this week. The weekend is definitely upon us. It says it's a 20-minute wait, but definitely crowd levels a lot higher here. Marble busts.
It's time to respond. Send us a message from somewhere beyond.
It is getting close to 6 p.m., which is our cutoff time to head over to Epcot. So we're gonna go do that. I only got to do 2 rides, Haunted Mansion and Space Mountain, because the wait times were quite longer here. But that's okay. I still got to experience 2, in my opinion, of the best attractions here at the Magic Kingdom. Plus, experiencing all of the sights, the sounds, and the smells is also another one of the things that you need to consider is a perk for coming to each of these parks. All right, so let's go get on that bus and get over to Epcot, because I'm feeling like a little test track is in order. All right, you guys, we have made it to Epcot. Well, at least the bus area of Epcot. I cannot wait to get back inside and see the fountain. Oh, the glorious fountain. Back from when I was a child, they had those 3 pylons or prisms there at the entrance plaza of Epcot. I was over here the other night and I made a sweet cinematic video of them. I'm going to put a link right up here or over here, one of these sides. You can check out. Don't you guys just love the new security system here? Can't talk about it or show it, but it's way more efficient than it used to be, and I love it. Right here, guys, we have made it to Epcot, park number 4 for the day. And yeah, I wanted to show you guys these pylons because they are pretty amazing. Asked a cast member if they knew when Ratatouille was open, and one of them said they did. I have the answer for you. Ratatouille will be opening February 30th. That's what the cast member said. Well, we've got about 40 minutes until Epcot closes, so I'm gonna go hit up some test track, maybe grab a snack. Let's go. Well guys, it has started to rain at Epcot. As you can see, I have bundled up. It's getting quite cold. It's down to 50 degrees, but I'm still headed towards Test Track. It must happen. I just don't want it to shut down before I get there. Crossing my fingers, guys. Whew. It's been a day. Been a day. Wow guys, what a bummer. I did not get back over to Test Track in time because of the rain. It is currently closed. So I'm gonna go hit up Mission Space. I know it's not as good, but it's open and it's a 10-minute wait. So we're gonna go hit it up. Mission Space will have to do for my attraction today. Well, my second attraction. I did go get some fish and chips over at the fish shop in the UK pavilion. So I am going to do the green experience rather than the orange today because I do not want to have a code V inside of this space shuttle.
You're gonna be an astronaut, and you're gonna be an astronaut.
Pilot, on my signal, I'll need you to trigger first stage separation. You'll also be triggering the landing sequence. Commander, you will be responsible for activating the flight sequence and for activating manual control, if needed. Engineer, you will activate the flight cameras when we reach altitude. You will also extend the wings for landing. Don't worry.
Flight bay doors open. Follow the markings on the floor to your capsule. Then move all the way across, taking your crew position in the cockpit.
Well, you guys, that's gonna do it. It is almost 8 o'clock. We got like 2 minutes. Test Track is officially closed for the rest of the evening due to inclement weather. Understandable, safety is top priority. What a day it's been. For now, I'm looking forward to a nice, relaxing Skyliner cruise back over to Hollywood Studios. Well guys, we are back where we started the day at Hollywood Studios, just over my right shoulder here. Just an amazing day overall, guys. I would say that if you are coming into Orlando and you have one day, that doing all 4 parks in one day is a definite possibility. It's just a matter of how much do you want to do it and how much do you really want to go, like, because you're constantly moving. I'll just tell you that right now. I'm gonna put up my stats for my steps and miles and all that stuff here on the screen. I haven't looked at it yet, but here it is. I'm assuming I probably did around 14 miles or so, which is pretty dang good. Definitely make sure if you're gonna come do this and you wanna do all 4 parks that you condition yourself to do it in advance. That would probably be something I recommend. But yeah, so it's just an option for you guys. Like if you wanna be able to do all 4 parks in one day, it's definitely possible. You can go into each park, get some food, go on a few rides, move on to the next. So the question is, would I do this again? And if I was coming into town for one day, yes, most definitely. But it's not something I'd want to do every single day. Like I like to go to a park, relax, really take it all in. And I feel like I did that at Hollywood Studios today, but all the other parks, with the travel time, with waiting in lines, I mean, you're definitely sacrificing a little bit doing those things. I still feel like I was able to go and see all the parks and go on all of my favorite rides, except for Test Track, obviously. Just a great day, guys. Would I recommend it, guys? Yes, I would. Will I do it again? Not anytime soon, at least with these reduced hours. I'd recommend waiting until the parks are open a little longer so you can experience each park for at least another hour at least. I feel like if the parks were closing around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, would have given me an extra 30 to 45 minutes in each park, and that would make it a little bit more worth my time. But I'm happy I got to do it today, guys. As always, thanks for joining me, the Single Rider. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Keep being awesome. Be true to yourself, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.